Alright. Let's just get started. Sorry about that. Computer, not stopping. Live stream once again. So yeah, let's just do it. We'll continue doing the I just want to finish off the farming the materials. So let's just do this pull up. Do that. Need to collect the dairies, things, serum, this one, this one again. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, my text going over there. Okay, now got that. Now let's start farming, and then we can continue doing stories, and hopefully we will be finishing. Hold on a second, maybe I should turn on the fan because it was just making that weird sound. I'm back. Right, I'm back. Now let's continue farming.
私は指揮官の翼です。指示をお願いします。この一撃で先人のカラスバパラスバ私の刃になってください。この一撃で
ないでください。この一撃で勝利への道を切り開きます。落ち着いて考えましょう。
稽古片付けないといけないようだね。人の眠りを邪魔するやつを。
素晴らしい戦術でした、指揮官。
Okay, now I finally unlocked the thing, so I can just skip. I went through the long phrase again. Alright, okay, now let's go to the main quest. So we started left at chapter 19, part 7. Let's start. Knock, 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 knock. Someone is knocking on the door to the bedroom in the dead of the night, albeit very gently, as if trying not to startle the people inside. Not getting any response, a girl with the black hair poked her head from behind the door. Lucia? Not expecting to get discovered, the girl looked at her mother, her large eyes blinking. Did I wake you up, Mom? Lucia's mother simply smiled and waved at her. Come on in. Looking at you, all sneaky, like you're about to steal some snacks. Embarrassed Lucia walked in the picture book in her hands. Do you want a bedtime story? Come on, let's go. Come on then. Lucia nodded eagerly before quickly walking towards her mother, only to stop halfway through. What's wrong? My Lucia is getting shy. Lucia is shaking her head and pointed at her mother, growing her belly. Her mother is pregnant. Dad said the baby inside you is very fragile. I don't want to get too close. That's alright. Maybe the baby wants to hear a story too. Really? Lucia smiled again, carefully approaching her mother and handing her the books. Seeing how funny Lucia looks, being both scared and curious, Lucia's mother grabbed her daughter's hand and placed it on her belly. The gentle movement inside her mother can be felt with her hands. For the first time, the young Lucia truly feels the existence of her life. Mom, something is moving. It's moving. Her mother smiles, holding up the picture book before frowning. Huh? The story with the moon and the rabbit again? Haven't you heard it enough time from your dad already? But the baby hasn't heard it before. Lucia's mother patted Lucia on her head, recalling how Lucia was once a fragile life inside her not too long ago. Now her daughter is starting a life of her own in this world. You really like the story, don't you? How about we name the baby Luna? Like the moon, if the baby is a girl. Aww. So that's how they know. Does the moon has a name? It does. People always name the things that are important to them. Do you like the name Lucia? Luna. Lucia recites the name silently over and over again. You're going to be a sister. Whatever the baby girl or boy, you have to protect them and be their role model, okay? You have to walk on their right path and be a good person. Lucia nodded solemnly, accepting her duty and her title as a sister. Even she does not completely understand her mother's word. Luna stayed here. I protected you. I'll never leave you, no matter what you became. I'm still stand with Commander and Grey Raven. I will find the answer I am looking for. So, Luna slowly opened her eyes. She thinks she just had a dream, but she does not remember what it was about. It has been a very long time since she last dreamt. Now awake, she finds herself still inside this dimly lit laboratory. As her memory returned, she remembers that she is but a walking dead imprisoned on the moon. Someone is moving. She has gotten used to the many technical being around her and doing all kind of tests and experiment, but there is only one person today. Hey there! Finding Luna awake, Karina casually greets the cage girl before returning to her work. She's going through the power node of Mega Omega weapon one by one, inspecting them and taking out the specialist part from within, replacing them with the regular compose. Notice Luna gaze. Karina shakes the tool in her hand. I'm swapping them with the regular part so that Kurono people can still repair the Omega weapon, even when they don't know how it works, won't affect its structure and power. Though so don't even think about escaping. I'm going to try to conceal as much of the Omega weapon technology and data as possible in case the Kurono people find out about them in the future. Not that I think this can keep them away for too long. And I thought you were working together. Isn't it human nature to be mistrustful? I suppose. Even trusting those madmen once is too much for me. I don't want anything to do with them in future. Karenina hesitated for a second before deciding to continue. The flight on the surface over for now, and my job here is done. I'll be back on Babylon tomorrow. Luna takes a look at Karenina. Seemingly unsurprised, she has guessed so from what Karenina said. Is that so? Given how relaxed you look, I reckon the humans have survived another calamity. They have indeed. Sorry to disappoint you. The new specialist frame we built with the information we got from you made it in time. Liv torn through the battlefield with a ray of light, saving everyone on the surface. Karenina bites her lips without realizing it, chuckily groaning. Still, it was a path. God, I can't say that. victory, more people are killed by heroin creatures, and more homes flooded by the red tide. Regardless, we have to keep a spark to find back at very least. The power that we created, the science created, have saved everyone for once. The task force took the largest hit, but everyone has survived, even the Grey Ravens, who were the most injured. Grey Ravens. That is the team that Lucia, her other sister Babylon, and the commander who dragged her from the Polypre belonged to. Lucia is still alive, and she saved a lot of people. Luna knows more than anyone how weak even are, so she even more surprised to witness their strength time and time again. Even after all the despite she's been through, Lucia's still fighting for her hope. Of course, she is. Karina fixed the last component before stretching her arms. Lucia is strong. I know it better than most of her true rival. As long as someone believes in her, she will stand and define any kind of fate. I'm impressed by her, but I also want to surpass and defeat her. Perhaps I couldn't do it before, but much like humanity's battle with the punishing virus, no one else lives forever. Ungrounded confidence and unfounded conviction, Luna would have easily torn apart Karina's fantasies with the calculation she got from the Ascension Network. But Luna is just an empty shell of conflict now. She has no direction, no belief, no future, and yet she still has yearning. Had the girl named Luna not been born in this world, Lucia would not have gotten hurt protecting her sister. She would had a different future. Karina watched Luna silently and speaks softly as if she had read Luna's thought. Information regarding agent is highly classified. Wherever is Kurano or Babylon, your existence will never be known. I suppose no one will know what has happened, not even Lucia. I see. I don't think the name Luna needs to exist anywhere anymore. Luna smiled gently without realizing it, as if what she just said was the best news she could have hoped for. I don't think I'll see you again, but still, see ya! See you. The laboratory returned to silence. After Karina is gone, Luna closed her eyes. Once again, perhaps time would pass more quickly in her dream, thought the undying agent. Lucia. So sad. Alright, I'm using this. equipment is packed. The 0-point reactor has restarted. The Omega weapon entered productions. The duty of engineer force is complete. It is time for Karina and her team to leave the moon. Karina takes a look at her weapon, her workplace of the last month one last time. From an unknowing sight to familiar space, it is now this place has been nothing but memoriam. What's wrong? Are you going to miss this place? What about the requesting a transfer? I know a guy at the universe who can pull some strings. You idiot. That's not it. Karina simply cannot fathom how the scientists from the Gold Age managed to design and build this 0-point reactor from scratch. Even after all these years, this machine that carries humanity's dreams and hope is still equivalent to moving. It might be sentimental, only engineers and the makers hope. One day we will invade something even more impressive than 0-point energy. Ha! It's not even a nightmare, and you already are dreaming? Before she knew it, Teddy also turned her gaze towards the 0-point reactor. Karina staring at and will reveal an unmistakable smile. But I suppose something like 0-point reactor can be only designed by those who can't tell dreams from reality. Indeed, those past scientists are amazing, aren't they? A new voice suddenly appeared beside them, startling both Teddy and Karina. Dude, no one knew you were here. Ha, that happened a lot. Yanrid coughed, hoping to lease his embarrassment, but it doesn't not work. Actually, Kuruno sent me to send you off and make sure you haven't taken something you shouldn't take or left behind something you shouldn't leave behind. How tactful phrase. This is the end of this partnership. No one can tell if they will become sworn enemies the next second. It wasn't up to me. Carling and the other returns to Babylon after the news. Specialized frame, you're complete. I'm the only one left, so I have to play the bad guy. As you can tell, our captain has left nothing behind but few words of bullcrap. Haven't you guys been monetized us anyway? We have. At the moment, Kuruno's research appeared and handed Yahan a report. You're right. The power of the reactor is decreasing. He suddenly noticed Karina and the rest of the engineering force standing nearby, and he turned to look Yahan. Don't worry, it's going to take a few hours for the transport craft to arrive. We can still be partners before that, right? Yahan looked at Karina and Teddy with such a hopeful in his eyes that it's honestly feel hard to reject him. Sorry, I'm exhausted, but I know a 0-point energy enthusiast who wouldn't mind helping. Teddy pushed Karina forward while leaning in the corner, refused to move. Frick you! Don't things up about me. But if there's really something wrong with the reactor, it's going to impact the production of Omega weapon. I should go and take a look. I know you'll help, Karina. Karenina. Teddy waves goodbye gleefully as Karenina leaves with Johan, but she has an odd feeling for some reason. I can't shake the feeling that something's bad is about to happen. Okay. What?
あいつがターゲットか。先陣を切らせてもらうぞ。
Can't get enough of that Osu song. Stop. Don't ever change the parameter of the device without approval. You Colonel. Weapons down and hand down. Step down from the control panel.
おい、気をつけろ。
Bro.
クズめ、くらえ。バーストスラッシャー、展開。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。
Knocked out left and right here. God.
おい、気をつけろ。ふん、無駄な抵抗だ。おい、気をつけ。やべえ、予想以上だ。おい、気をつけろ。
What the?
おい、気をつけろ。
Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god.
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。俺は負けてねえ。
God, this is so.
おい、気をつけろ。
Something's wrong with the data. It's dividing too far from the present.
気をつけろ。バーストスラッシャー変化。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。バーストスラッシャー変化。おい気をつけろ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。バーストスラッシャー変化。大したことねえ。別に褒められるようなことじゃ。え
Oh, more. Okay. Ah! Half lying on the floor, Yoda drawn his pistol and keeps shooting the corrupted before him, finally taking it down before it can reach him. What the hell? I'm not exactly a bad shot. Before he can feel too good about himself, a gust of wind erupts about him. A giant metal hammer sweeps 5 centimeters above his head, hitting the corrupted that sneak up behind him, sending it flying. Are you hurt, Yandra? Don't you think you had it in you? I'm fine. I used to be a soldier, after all. What he did not say was that Karina swinging her hammer is way more dangerous than any corrupted. There's no serum in this place. I'm going to be very bad if you get infected. Before she can finish the device on her head, suddenly standing alerting her of an incoming corrupted. The claw of corrupted are no match for Karina's hammer. It is quickly hurled away by her swing. The highly sensitive device were created to detect the slightest hint of punching bars that could hear when they're active with 0-point energy. Now they come in extremely handy. Still, what Karina has done is only a drop in the bucket. More corrupted are gathered here, and Karina can only watch, unable to attack in full force with all delicate machines in the room. Hey, Ted! Can you hear me? Karina comes terminal has been scrambled all this time. some reason, such a serious interference has never happened before. I hear you, I hear you. I had my headphones on. You almost rubbed my eardrums. Hold on. Why there's a gunshot in the lab? Listen, there's a lot of corrupted here. I don't know how, but their number is increasing. Many models used to develop the new specialized frame has been infected and they turned into corrupted. Are you sure you're not dreaming? This is Moon. Where is the punishing virus coming from? How the hell I would know? Stop interrupting me and get here, ASAP. I need people to move the wounded and stop the corrupted from spreading. Karina takes a fallen Kuruno soldier away from corrupted attack before hammering the corrupted into the laboratory's wall with a backhanded. People are hurt? Are people affected? No, not yet. Just Kuruno people getting knocked out for now. Karina refrains from telling Teddy that Kuruno soldiers were knocked out by her. Otherwise, there will be a lot of questions and paperwork. Wait, what about you? I'm going to investigate where the virus is coming from. Such a landscape infection can't happen out of nowhere. The disaster that destroyed the world is on everyone's mind. Could it be the zero point reactor? But our suspect confirmed that there wasn't any punching virus in the vacuum chamber when we started the reactor. Then there are only two possibilities. Either the source of the disaster had nothing to do with the zero pointers reactor, or someone from Kuruna tampered with the inspection. Although Yara does not seem to be the known, but what about the others? That's why I'm going to investigate it. What exactly caused the Punisher virus infection? Karina inverts the virus stand upright above her head, detaching the punishing virus in the air as unexpected. As high concentrated is detected further inside the reactor. Hey, are you going alone? At least wait for us. Filled communication suddenly terminate. Karina signs before throwing her comms to Yahan, who has just stood back up. You heard it. Teddy and the others are coming to cover you. Retreat. You're going to investigate the reactor, aren't you, Karina? Then you should take this. Taking the comms from Karina, Yara gives her a card as if giving her a return gift. The icon of Norman's mind box is printed on the card. I might be the research director in the name only, but it still comes with corporation clearance. You should be able to make use of it. Are you sure? If this is all part of Corona schemes, then helping Karina will certainly make Yahan a traitor to Corona, since that he is the one of them. This is an emergency. We do what we must, no matter the cost. You're the only one who can stop this now, Karina. Karina nodded and she virtue deep into the reactor. too fast. What? Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a long puzzle that I don't get this. Would have stuck there. Never mind.
クズめ無駄な手バーストスラッター変化おい気をつけろおい気をつけろふん無駄な抵抗だ 気をつけろ崩れ食らえおい気をつけろどこ見てんだよ全部消え失せ崩れファーストスラッガー変化 気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。
Over there, the core of the 0-point reactor is right ahead. Punchy wires connect concentration keep rising as Karenina moves forward. The mites falling over alert from her frame constantly reminds her that specially designed inner device has reached its limit without connecting to the command. But the increasing of concentration only proves that she has come to the right place. Get the frick out of here! Karina catches the last corruption with a blast of hammer and hurdles it on the path towards the reactor's core, knocking down another patch of swarming corruption. She then leaped forward under the moon low gravity, throwing herself along with her hammer like a bomb towards the open she just created. Actively gravity control. Built-in gravity control system exerts enormous pressure in Karenina's body. Her feet is almost drilling into the ground to neutralize the impact. All the corrupted around her are slammed into the floor, their limbs twisted in strange directions. Plus, hammer, transform. Karenina weapons transform and eventually turn into a gravity cannon. It begins to make a high-pitched hum or sound. That gravity are gathering near the muscle. Now die! When launching, the compressor's gravity caused the nearby space to collapse. The gravity storms reduce everything into pieces. The explosion has caused the entire tunnel to collapse, blocking away from the relentless punishing virus and corrupted. Using the dust of the explosion as cover, Karenina rushes into the place where the reactor core is located. The array of reactor emits a blue glow, paying tribute to humanity's most glorious history in a giant gravestone. But the traces of Omnium red can be seen amongst the ghost blue The punishing virus. I knew it. The reactor cores has highest concentration. Karenina seems a five-figured with the outfit of the researcher behind and erased. She quickly runs over. Hey, are you alright? She taps on his shoulder, only to find his body collapse into dust. It was but a corpse that was dead long ago. There is no bacteria or insect of the moon. The decay of the body can only be attributed to the punishing virus. A large pile of paper full of formula and data dropped from the body armor. Karenina carefully picked up a page, not expecting to see a familiar signature on it. Dr. Calon. Why is Grandpa's name missing? A thin device that was stuck between the papers fallen out and the flies quite far away. Karenina goes after it almost instantly and grabs it. It is old-fashioned, considering recording that few have ever heard of it. Given the golden age, it would be considered a rare antique. A few corrupted that were hiding behind the rake suddenly crawl up towards Karenina. With a rage of reactor round, Karenina cannot fully deploy her weapon. She can only kick the nearest corrupted away. Why are corrupted here as well? Karenina suddenly noticed that even with how deformed these corrupted look, they were all clearly construction. While these construction models are not too differently virtual, there is no thing that disguises from other. None of these constructions was manufactured recently. In fact, almost all of them are prototypes that never go through massive production. The zero-point reactor is like a time capsule that wraps the dead researchers and outdated prototypes in the past, along with the name of Jesus. But as the reactor is activated again, the time begins to flow, unraveling the secrets within. With the successive rate of the construction experience now, count the simulated data as well. Dr. Calon rubbed between his eyebrows. He hasn't had a proper rest for a long time. 80.7%, that's already 1.4 higher than the last run. Don't try to make me feel better, not even 20%. That means barely 1 out of 5 can survive the operation. That's a necessary sacrifice. Dr. Calon bit his lip hard. You could hardly imagine the pain he was suffering from those numbers. The failed capsule could mostly have obstructed the part called inverse device, which was supposed to help construction withstand a certain level of punishing virus without turning into corrupted. Dr. Callan seemed to have made up his mind. Trembling, he got up on his feet and walked to the center of the lab. Doctor, everyone stop doing what you're doing. I have something very important to announce. Until now, we still don't understand how the invert device works, let alone getting it ready for production. This will only get more people to kill on their operation table than the battlefield. The science we're so proud of is killing people now. Still, I firmly believe that necessary of construction in the war against the punishing virus, we have to get it done no matter what. Dr. Callan sounded like a lecture announced the homework to his students. His voice wasn't loud, but everyone in the room was listening. Our understanding of intra-device is limited to very few words left by the genius mind. The virus has infected numerous research facilities. Most information was lost in pandemic. We were hoping that we could also learn a theory and instruction of the end device from the scratch, but prove us wrong. The most we could do was replicate in the structure. The technology within is still a black box to us. Dr. Callan circled the reactor-shaped in device on his whiteboard, then drew another arrow pointing the name Punishing Virus. Most importantly, this device would only work after we inject it. With a certain dose of Punishing Virus, our hypothesis is the virus act like some of antigen, but we have no clue how it works or how much dose we should use. Many individuals cause serious punishing virus infection after they were installed, turning their host into corrupted, forcing us to terminate them. We could easily get the virus on the ground, but it is extremely risky and there are no facility used down then. Up here in Babylonian, there is no way we would be allowed to construct any punishing virus related to experiment, so no one access to virus here either. Are you implying there's nothing we can do? Dr. Callan shook his head. He drew an upward dotted line on the whiteboard, which linked a small circle above. There's one last place we can use, the zero-point energy based on the moon. Many of my colleagues immediately began to question his decision. Looking back now, it was indeed an extremely difficult choice. But there is no punishing virus on the moon, Doctor. I know, but we can make it. His words shocked almost everyone. Was he trying to activate the zero-point reactor and recreate that tragedy? Of course, we will use extreme casual with closely monitor the usage of the rate of the reactor core. If it all goes well, we should be able to produce an infinitely amount of virus of studies. But this theory was obviously too risky. Even Doctor himself had never tried it. There's no way the Babylon would agree. Right, that's why this time we're working with the extreme organization unfirmed with the Babylon Parliament. Only they can support our research. We'll be in close contact with the punishing virus, so there will be no machine to aid us. We can only rely on paper, pen, and brain. We are morals. Morals? Is that morals? But if there isn't a smart way to do it, we will use the stupidest one. Calculation and testing again and again through trial and error until we find the answer. In this experiment, we need to run infinite numbers of calculations, but we can't afford to make even the tiniest mistake. Any mistake will get us killed. And even if we have prepared viciously, there's still too much we don't know about the punishing virus. In other words, our lives could end at any time. There's nothing more valuable than your life. I want you to take your time to consider it. As Dr. Callan finished his speech, he wrote his name inside the circle that represented the moon. He then stepped back, waiting for us to make a decision. A moment later, another researcher that often held different opinion from Dr. Callan walked up on the stage. Instead of writing down his name, he picked up the erase and wiped off the circle Dr. Callan's name. Hey, what are you doing? The all-man circle is way too small. There's no way it can fit the way many name, am I right? He picked up the pen and drew another enormous circles around the name, so large that it seems like it could fit the entire world. The library burst into laughter when he wrote down his name. More research took the pen from him and left their names inside the circle. When the pen was finally passed to me, I also put my name on the board. I saw relief and guilt on Dr. Callan's face. His student has not only inherited his knowledge, but also his fate. Still, he felt guilty because most of us might not ever leave the distance of the moon again. Bless the doctor. Very nice. Great! The successor of the new specialized frame just gave us more props excuse to win more influence in the parliament. Props just doesn't sound right when it comes from you. You really have wronged me. You know, I never like to break the rules. It's just that sometimes the cost of breaking a rule is too low. Knowing she will never win the argument with his man, Rebecca devised her attentive to other two in the meeting room. Liz, the exclusive meeting of the world government will come in half an hour. You will be participate as a councilman from the diplomatic court. Have you got this topic right? Sorry, just still drinking. I'm back. Sorry. Listening quick break. Liston noted. I keep missing Liz and Liston. Sorry. Liston. Liston nodded and handed over the documents to Collie. It was ready too long ago. We also managed to invite the CEO of Norman's Min Corp to join the parliament as a citizen representation. Rebecca cast a glance at the man brought by Liston, only to be made speechless by his fancy, inappropriate clothes and accessories. When he noticed Rebecca, he even throws her a wink. If we nail the timing, this meeting will be a good opportunity for us to bring up the researchers of Ascendant. I'm sure they will understand when they see the new possibility of human evolution. Carly flipped through the outline and snapped his finger at Rebecca. Carly and I will prepare the files about Ascendant's researchers. I will leave the parliament to you, Liston. Don't forget me, Miss Rebecca. I'll do my best too. I'll leave it to you, both of you then. Hold on. Listen, I may be getting too old, but can you collaborate? What the heck is this abstract outline of yours all about? Colin suddenly speak behind Rebecca. Unlike most of the time, his voice is filled with dread and anger. I suggest in the meeting that we can install the resetting 0-point reactor and the energy of Babylon so it can fulfill its role and install a calling ship and take human away from the earth. Before Liston can finish, Colin slamming the outline towards him. Liston let the paper hit his face without dodging. Are you going to betray me? Colin knows the value of his purpose too well. It will be highly convenient and fearsomely if it's ever brought up in the meeting. With a poker face, Liston picked up the paper on the floor and recognized them. You hold a higher position than me, Chrono, but technically speaking, I'm not your subordinate. My job is to assist you, not take orders from you, so I don't think this is a betrayal. You're obsessed with Ascended has extended the organizer's budget on a single project. The research on Ascended will be indefinitely postponed until the risks are reevaluated. Colin grabbed Liston by his collar and pressured him against the wall. When did you start planning all this? Don't be stingy with your bait. If you want us to catch a big fish, for my purpose, I would not hesitate to make myself part of bait with you. No matter what, I must protect Babylon and choose the best path for the humanity. Colin stared at Liston. For the first time, he realized his calm, unemotional man is just another maniac like himself. Damn. Punishing virus concentration keep rising as more corrupted have gathered. Frick. Can't waste more time with them here. I must lead them outside. But first, I need to survive. The nearest corrupted raised its arm and perseverance at Karenina, but suddenly get frozen in the air. Karenina is alerted by corrupted strange erection. She jumps back and holds her weapon. But corrupted never attacked, or cannot attack, to be swift. It is held up in the air for a few seconds, then suddenly gets slammed into a wall of reactor room, leaving a crack in the wall. Shocked, Karenina looked at the ground under her feet and sees a ripple-like effect on it. But she knows it is an illusion, nor is the ground really turning soft. The gravitation wave have distorted the light nearby. The corrupted touches the gravitation wave as either slam into the ground or launch it upwards into space. Some are even torn apart mid-air by opposite gravity force. Karnina immediately leaps back, trying to get out of the impact area. The pencil in her chest acting fall out. The moment it touched the gravity wave, it shreds into wood dust in a split second. The 0-point energy. Karnina can only think of one possible explanation. At least one control center linked to the reactor arrays has been affected by a punishing virus, pumping more than required energy into the 0-point energy and causing out of control gravity impact. If the 0-point energy continues to run like this, the punishing virus will be the last thing I need to worry about. The entire lunar base could be destroyed. The 0-point reactor itself has been reinforced and buried deep under everything around it will probably wipe out. After all, this malicious energy capability of sending entire Babylon across space, miraculously. This must be stopped. This must be stopped. We prepared for the worst, but the situation is still deterioration faster than everyone could anticipate. We tried our best to stop Kuruna's research, but they still decided to put the device into massive production without fully testing its reliability. How irony, the gun they pointed at us never worked. Bullets were not any scared than punishing virus. There were only 5 of us left in the labs long before that. Without the machine, we had to stay close to punishing virus. A lot of people were infected multiple times as they were exposed to the punishing virus for prolonged period. Even Dr. Carlon had his brain affected. Many more died in agony long ago due to severe decay in their bodies. Our broken bodies were not the reason why we still did not give up. The gun that pointed at us were not scared than punishing viruses. Sorry, but I must bring hope back to the earth even if I had to take it up with the force. There's no time to waste. Hundreds of thousands may die from the construction operation, but that's still far better than the total defeat of humankind. How call a necessary sacrifice? The most disgusting guy in Kronos forced us to assist him with the mass production of innovative device. We both knew the risk involved, but this beast named Hope still seized us by the throat. After Corona received the first batch of inner device, we finally made a inner device that could run stably, but it was all too late. Whenever to those who died on the operation table or to us. Everything we ever feared eventually happened. The production was extremely rushed and we invisibility had to rely on some machine. Even the most cutting-edge equipment could not detect the trace of the virus leaked, which contaminate the machines and spread out. The rate of the spread was limited due to the low number of machines on the site, but when we realized it, some construct model had already turned into corrupted. They began to hunt us down. We were only unarmed researchers with no means to protect ourselves. Everyone is dead. In the end, only Dr. Kalner and I barely made it to the place where the 0-point reactor was located. He has been unstable during the after effect of his brain infected. Look, Earth! It's Earth! Right on the reason I came here was open the outer space shield and let the negative pressure blow. all the remaining punishing fires into space. We could see the beautiful Earth here. Stay inside the life pod, Doctor. Don't leave it. I stuffed Dr. Calon and a research document inside the only operated life pod and sent it to space. If he was lucky, perhaps a cargo ship would pick up the signal and rescue him. But I must stay, for there was one last thing for me to do. I have to turn off the zero-point reactor arrays that were still running. The system has no control program. I had to get to the core to shut it down. Just like Dr. Carlo said, I can only think of the stupidest method. Perhaps we were too used to the convenience brought by machine. Even just walking to the core seemed to calm by remaining life. But it was just body of nature reactions, given the oxygen's almost running out. But just as expected, the corrupted are still function even after all the virus was expunged. They have all followed me into the reactor core, trying to tear me apart at every moment. But that also gave me the perfect opportunity to lock them all here. Once I turn off the last core, this place will completely shut down and probably never open again. The reactor's beautiful blue hues is no more than to be seen. There's no time to write down the incident report, so I'm using this antique device from my personal collection. I know this recording will probably never be found, but if someone ever uncovered this piece of history, it might be humanity has not gone exist from this disaster. The fire of the science we lit up is still burning somewhere. In that case, please tell me your story about the future of the humanities. No! Crap! I can't get close at all! Karenina tried to manually shut down the power supplies to the zero-point reactor, but the abdominal gravity wave have impacted a larger array than she thought. She cannot reach the engine at all. I must go back to the propulsion lab. Maybe I can shut down the reactor remotely. But the way back has collapsed. She must find another route. A ray of light shined through the ceiling above. Karenina looked up and realized that gravitation waves tossed a corrupted up earlier, which broke through the ceiling of the reactor arrangement. The lunar base was built to withstand meteorite and space debris. Its outer wall is well protected, but its structure is not as strong against impact from the inside. Right, the corruptor cracked the wall. Holding her blast hammer up, Karenina charged towards the crack.
あいつがターゲットか。先陣を切らせてもらうぞ。
Spare Jiffy Bomb. I remember this being a bunch of storage. It can't be.
無駄な抵抗だ。クズめ食らえ。クズめ食らえ。クズめ食らえ。バーストスラッガー転換。無駄な抵抗だ。やべえ、予想以上だ。負けてねえ。無駄な抵抗だ。バーストスラッガー転換。無駄な抵抗だ。無駄な抵抗だ。クズめ食らえ。無駄な抵抗だ。やべえ、予想以上だ。無駄な抵抗だ。無駄な抵抗だ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。バーストスラッガー転換。やべえ、予想以上だ。無駄な抵抗だ。負けてねえ。バーストスラッガー転換。食らえ。バーストスラッガー転換。クズめ食らえ。予想以上だ。負けてねえ。負けてねえ。 したことね。別に褒められるようなことじゃ。
When Karenina gets back to the propulsion lab, she sees many Engineer 4's crew came along with uninjured Kronos research. Jan is standing by a side and taking care of wounded crew, his eyes lit upon when he sees Karenina. Karenina! We have treated the injured crew. They are still corrupted. Before Yana can finish, Karenina grabs his sleeves and pulls him away. Great, you're here? Come with me. There's an emergency. Karenina quickly heads to the control station, only to find another person already rapidly examining the data on the display. Hey Karenina, what's going on? The zero point energy's gone haywire, right? I knew it. So, are you able to shut it down remotely? Teddy shaked her head and project the control panel into screen. The Reliant program has rejected of all the requests from the control panel. It's probably already affected by a punishing virus at this stage. No one can possibly cut off the reactor power with the programs. Not even you? Nope. I hate to say it, but I'm no wizard. If it can't be done, it can't be done. Teddy sighed as she tried to think of other solutions. How about we try it, shut it down manually? I tried already. That thing is surrounded by extremely intense gravity wave. No one can even get close, let alone it shut down. Not even you? I can try toss you over the outside, then you're able to shut it down manually as long as you can't crush into a pile of dirt on the ground. What exactly are you talking about? Basically, the control center of the 0-point reactor was infected by the punishing virus and now is out of control. It keeps pumping 0-point energy into energy, causing it to go haywire. The gravitational waves can blow up the lunar base at any time. Yana let out a gasp. He too knows very well what will happen to the people here if the situation continues to deteriorate. Speaking of which, Yara, do you know any way to bypass the relay and shut down the 0-point energy directly? No way. The reactor has top-level security. There's no other way to cut the power. Teddy, how long will it take the gravity waves to reach here? They aren't expanding. Instead, they've been contracting. Teddy replies, giving Karenina a temporary relief, but she does not seem delighted at all. Instead, she gave it more serious. Don't be too optimistic. The waves are contracting because of the increase of density. The energy supplies to the reactor is still going up non-stop. It's not difficult to understand. With increasing power, the reactor will produce more punishing virus, which will then infect more control center and cause more reactor arrays to malfunction until all the reactors are overloaded. Which means the engine is going to get even more out of control. According to my calculation, the gravity oscillation generated by the engine will even have the strength to cause a small part of the moon to implode and decompose. The debris would have enormous mass and reach the Earth at the incredible high velocity. Karenina cannot imagine how desperate it would be for the people on the ground. They have survived so many disasters only to face the mane of doom falling from above. What about us? Ha! Do you even need to ask? Yana gulped. It is not hard to imagine how everyone here would turn into space dust in split seconds. We cannot stop the reactor, but it's still one last chance. Before the 0-point engine finally blows up, the gravity's wave will continue to contract. We may be able to find extremely short window to approach it. If we can destroy the engine at time, we can shut down the gravity wave. We still cannot guarantee neglect all the existing gravitation wave, but that is the best option available. But are we really going to destroy the 0-point energy? Karenina remains silent. She knows she must destroy the energy for herself, for the people here as well as innocent humans of the surface. But if once the symbol of the hope in humanity towards space, navigations and hindsight of technology during the Golden Age, is it really qualified to destroy it? Yana, can we call Babylon from here? Technically we can. The ID card I just gave you should be able to connect to the Babylon, but when I tried to do so earlier, there may be a ton of interference. I'm afraid the punishing virus has no contaminate the signal station, thus interfere. It should be better if we just send one message, Teddy. Make a report of everything happening right now. Alright, did it. But you better be fast. The signatures are almost cut off. Karenina make up her mind. She nodded at Yandra and Teddy, then comments request Babylon. President Hanshin announced a 30 minutes break from the world government exclusivity meeting due to the unexpected message from Karenina. Liston must find enough reason to support his proposal during this time. Liston put down the very brief incident before sending along Karenina's message. It's only mentioned the punishing by the leak accident of unknown reason in the lunar base, which caused the 0-point energy to go haywire. We cannot let her destroy the 0-point energy. Norman's leaning on the door with a big frown. He has never looked so serious and anxious. Hey, didn't you hear that girl from Energy Force? Everyone on the moon will die if they don't destroy whatever engine is. It's only one possibility. Besides, we can't know if Engineers Force captain was telling the truth. Liston crossed his hand as if he's thinking of something. Karenina had a lot of contact with Colin on the moon. He seems to like her too. She even had a private conversation with the agent, who can guarantee she isn't act like this because Colin was just stringing on his power. A punishing virus outbreak just when we submit the proposal. It is really a coincidence. Normal knows very well that Liston's words are provoking, but he still has a point. Besides, there are never been any sign of punishing fires on lunar space over a year when 0-point reactor was active. No virus has deactive either, not to mention all the check work conducted by Karenina herself. There was a serious incident on the moon before I was born. It was suspected to be caused by punishing virus, perhaps. There was nothing more than speculations. The only survivor, Dr. Carlin, was out of his mind. No evidence could link it to a possible leak of the punishing virus. Very few people knew the truth anyway. Given Colin's more senior position, he might know the truth, But it doesn't not matter anymore, for Liston has a zero interest in what happened in the past. But my sister's still on the moon. We cannot afford to take the risk. Don't get it wrong. Liston low, seriously voice interrupted Norman. She's no longer your sister. You're only one sister now, which is Victoria. Don't forget that you will represent your family. Think twice before you speak. Liston get on his feet and walk to the door. Just stay here if you can't watch the parliament make the decision. I'll take care of everything. Myself. Norman clenched his fist, but can only swing it towards the cold wall. Damn it. The break is over. All participants have returned to the Parliament Hall. Almost everyone is discussing Karenina's recording and report, each with their own intentions. Harsha looked around and goes back to his position as the host. He clearly his throat, and the hall gets quiet over time. But it doesn't mean the argument is over. The real battle is only about to begin. Based on the meeting protocols, I hereby announce that the World Government exclusive meeting is changed to emergency meeting to discuss how we should respond to sudden crisis on the moon. First of all, I'm quite certain that Councilman Liston would like to explain, right? Ashwin nodded to Liston, giving him the Hansen. I think. Report was sent by Karenina, the engineering force captain. Neither she nor we have any clue how to Punishment was produced or how it caused the 0-point engine to go haywire. The commands are completely cut, so we are unable to get any further information from her. I don't think we have sufficient information to make a rash decision. Liston's words remained unbiased, but he has a clear objection to calm everyone down first. He trusts they are rational enough to understand what Babylon's best option is. But there is one thing I would like to urge each and every one of you to carefully consider before making any decision. The 0-point reactor was made by our best scientists after numerous sacrifices. Is it the dream machine that will guide humanity towards the future of the hope? Right now, we have an opportunity to reach the future. Are we really going to destroy it with our own hands? Are we going to neglect all the sacrifice humanity had made in the past? Are we stripping all humanities of their rights to reach their hope in the future? Liston's question forced all the council members to put humanity as whole on the scale. Even those who insisted to destroy the engine earlier began to hesitate. This is why I'm firmly against destructing the 0-point engine. I hope this can become foundation of a subsequent discussion. He has been secretly paying attention to Hansen and Nicola, but does not see anything unusual. He thought those Hawk would be in favor of the destruction of the 0-point engine. Perhaps even went to admit that benefit of the 0-point engine outweighs the cost. He has won. Excuse me, sir. Sorry I'm late. Actually, we are late. An elderly but still virtuously man calmly walked into the hall, followed by two young individuals. Colin, I knew he wouldn't give up so easily. Liston saw Collins coming and prepared for it. He's giving a signal to his subordinate in the control court. Mr. Collins, if I recall correctly, you are currently under intel investigation for the unlawful imprisonment of Grey Raven Commander. You are not qualified to take part in World Government meeting. President Hunter, I suggest we. Before the meeting started, Collins was told that he would be put under internal investigation for inappropriate imprisonment of a Grey Raver command. He was certain that he did not leave any evidence for Babylon, even if they were after him. They didn't have to wait until now. The only possible example was Liston had been planning this all along to set him up. Excuse me? You probably got it wrong. I have no intention to become a part of the meeting. These two young men have never been here, so I was just showing them a way. Liston finally shifted his attention to two behind Colin. One of them is Simon, the commander of the Dark Ares, while the other one is Grey Raven, the commander. I know I'm currently forbid to sit in a world government meeting, and I have never been in one in the past anyway. Still, as a chief military advisor, I think I still have a right to refer someone. Colin gave her husband a meaningful look until her husband nodded. Of course, I trusted in our common interest to see more trusted young people being referring to this meeting. Damn old fox. Colin smiles. He knows that her husband and others would strongly oppose him should he have referred anyone else today. He has been keeping the referral as a trump card, but he has no other option now, can only bet everything on Grey Raven comments. I like to invite them here because they have been through numerous battles on the front line. They are expert at making such decisions. In particularly, the Grey Raven commands in our hero, who has You're not used to being the center of attention either, wherever it comes from. When it comes from corrupted, or from the questioned eyes of the human that's supposed to be your side. Just think about all the corrupted. Then I'm going to pass out. Simon finally forced a smile thanks to that Kronos man. The two of them are standing on this unfamiliar battles instead of fighting the punishing virus. Hours ago, the collie guys rushed into the treatment room of the Star of Life. No one dared to stand in his way except Dr. Hippocrates. It's Kurono's office that Nicole warned you about. Given his behavior, it's nearly impossible not to recognize him. You, the Grey Raven commander, aren't you? They are all my patients. And who are you? One more step, I'll crush you frontal lobe. It's okay, Doctor. We'd like to have some time with them. Fine, you have 15 minutes. I'm not taking responsibility if you get worse. After she left, Collie explained the situation in Parliament, and Karenina works on the moon. You don't know how much you can trust him, but the information about Karenina and Luna sounds quite credibility. What will happen if we don't destroy the 0-point energy? According to Karenina reports, not only everyone in Luna base will die, the gravity wave will also send rocking flying towards the Earth. Then it won't be a matter of the single or double figure casualties. If everything goes according to Liston's plan, nobody will speak for Karenina. Even if she can destroy the engine and return, they possibly pin some charge on her. After all, Destroying the 0-point engine without permission is a serious crime. If Liston decides to make a big deal of it, Karenina will not get away. The worst part is that it's will hurt the military trust in the parliament and may even stir up conflict between them. I have been paying attention to the meeting. Just like Mr. Collins said, most of the voice was supporting Liston's proposal. That's why Simon asked if I knew a constructor named Karenina. He was already aware of what happened. How irony. The hero they rise to guard against me is now the only power I can rely on. Sorry, but I have no reason to help Kurono. To your surprise, Collins does not seem to be worried at all, but smiled instead, as if he knew you would give him this answer. You won't turn me down, just like Karenina. You cannot sit and watch if other people are in danger. If the parliament's in a battlefield, only you can save them this war. What's there for you to save Karenina and other innocent people? Obviously, this man would never do anything without benefits. Even he is driving to edge. You must find out his exact purpose to avoid any potential repercussion. Ha! How cautious of you. The fact that I couldn't care less about Karenina and others on the moon, she means nothing to me after completing the huge Omega weapon. But just like I said earlier, I firmly believe that agent named Luna is the key to the humanity future evolution. We must not let her die in vain on that desert moon. Is that theoretically you believe in? No, in fact, it's my instinct. When you get old, you learn that simple instinct often make more sense than complication calculation. I trust it is a necessary sacrifice for greater good. Not only Karenina, I would not hesitate to sacrifice my entire life to find the answer. But you're different. You are a lot greedier than I am. No matter how dire the situation is, the first thing on your mind is always save everyone and everything. Honestly, I thought it would be only a matter of time before your kindness got you killed. But you proved me wrong every time. Every single time. Damn it. Is that so? I'm sorry. Colleague stands up next to the bed and reach out his hand. Just like what I told Karenina on the moon, ascended aren't necessarily always the enemy of the humanity. Neither is Kurono, only faultily. If you and I are both too weak, why don't we join forces at least for now? Utilize all available resources is basic principle for tacticism. Even enemies can and must be used if necessary. Collins laugh boldly and shake your hands, ignoring your vigilance. Come on, hero. Show those people that you are capable of saying more than nice words. Your speech will be our sharpest edge. Grey Raven commands, from what I recall, you're the only just recovered from serious injury. Are you fit for this? I'm okay, President Hassan. The wounds are hurting so much that you must lean on Simon to stand still, but the pain gives your mind clarity. In that case, we shall let the Grey Raven command speak first. Is that okay with you, Councilman Liston? With a frown, Liston eventually nodded, but he's obviously not giving up. I too would like to hear the Grey Raven command's opinion on this sudden incident. Taking your hands off Simon's shoulder, you slowly walk up upon Timus. Just when you walk on the last step, you suddenly feel a sharp pain in the wound on your head. You had to hold yourself up with the bottom hands of pollution. Hey, Chief. You quickly find Simon not to help as it will only expose your fertility. But it seems too late. The wolf already has his eyes on his prey. Don't push yourself too hard, Grave Raven command. This might not be the battlefield, but there's no reason for you to overexert yourself. He has seen through your camouflage and is determined to completely crush your confidence. The two commander may be through a lot of battles, but on this battlefield, you're not much different from rookies. Some council members are already getting impatient to them. Letting an inexperienced commander speak is pure waste of time. Liston has always have an upper hand no matter what to do. You can't seem to easily shake his argument. But the opportunity to weak point first. Even if it takes down, you can still drag him into skirmish. The data obtained Atlas successfully helped the lunar base to reboot the 0-point engine. However, are you able to guarantee is it safe to use? Who can guarantee that incident like this will not happen again when we will actually sail in the vast university without the earth to back us up? We have no means to deal with. Your worry is unnecessary. The restart of 0-point reactor has been verified both theoretically and physically. No punishing virus has detected in vacuum chamber throughout its booting and running. So Karina must have confirmed the result. You mentioned earlier that she was expert of 0-point energy research, which gives the project a lot of presentation. Of course, all the data collected in experiment is still valid. My proposal is still based on this evidence. Then why are we not trusting the decision she made on the spot? While we were here talking, they are fighting death and disaster over and over. Listen, deep eyes stare at you. He seems to be thinking about how to spin the argument back on his side. In her report, Karina also stated that she could not guarantee the destruction of 0-point engine would definitely stop disaster. It might even cause the more desired consequence. If both options have their risk, I have to pick one. I would prioritize the 0-point engine. Even at the cost of the lives of those on the moon and more innocent people on the ground, it's a necessary sacrifice. To me, all sacrifices are worthy of our one and our only hope. We can't be naive and think we can survive this world without any sacrifice. As the Great Raven Commander, you know this more than anyone else. The new specialized frame was used by one of your construction. Her name is Liz, I believe. Liston clenched his fist as he spoke to all the council members in calm and firm tone, increasingly his credibility even further. She knew someone must make the sacrifice. Someone must make a hope without the sacrifice. Humanity may never have their future right now. The 0-point engine is only hope. Sacrifice must be made for our only glimpse of hope. No one ever doubt the but truly hope. There's no different lesson hope. I think the real hope isn't a new specialized frame or the 0-point energy itself, it's the people who create all of them. We lost our home, but we can still take it back. We suffer many losses, but we can we can learn from them and never make the same mistake again. Even a world of despair, we can create a miracle together. Humans are not strong, but we ain't so weak either. A hope left by the past cannot make us give up thinking or stop going forward. The new specialized frame is a new hope, created by the people and live together. Compared with 0-point engine that can be remade, I would rather trust the people who create hope in a lunar base. The flow of the meeting begins to change. More people start to discuss and think about what you said. Hansen waved at you and then walked to the center of the conference hall, facing all the representatives. I think that's a plenty of discussion. Parliament needs to make a decision regarding the crisis that Karenina and the lunar base are facing. Let's leave the final decision to all human. No matter what is the result, it will be the future choice by entire humanity. I hope everyone can think carefully and make your own decision. The hall is lit up by countless glow spots that represent all the Babylon resistance, followed by a synthetic voice from Genstall. The decision has made. What now? I send the message, but there is no reply. Shall we wait for the Babylon to decide? No way, they can make it so fast, but we go now. If we are destroyed the 0-point engine, Teddy gets up on feet and folds the portal terminal, but Karenina stops her. I want you and the engineer force member put on protection suit and take the wounded personally to stay as far as possible from gravity waves. Find a safe spot, wait for the commands to restore, then send Babylon a message and wait for the rescue. Karina put the blast hammer on her back and giving a confident smile. I can destroy the 0-point engine all by myself. You are the only one going to be my burden. Teddy looked at Karenina and sighed after a short silence. You're right, there's no need for us to die with you. If I stay next to you in the queue to the underground, I'll probably end up fighting with you before I even reach the destination. Just get lost then. Let's go, Yanra. Take your crew with us. Huh? Teddy has left without even looking back. Yanra hesitates for a few seconds but ends up leaving with her. Alright, there's another place I must go before blowing the 0-point engine. Karenina grasped her weapon, nodded to herself, and head out again.
したことね。別に褒められるようなことじゃ。え
The agenda named Luna curled up in the dark dream. Or maybe it's not a dream, but the boundary of her Virgo mind. She can only hear her own voice. All the noises from Ascended Network are no longer to be heard. I'm still alive. My conscience still here. Luna does not understand why she's still in the form of agenda after being an agent after being denied by Ascended Network. She was supposed to turn into normal, mindless corrupted. But the Ascended Network seems to have hold the exclusive, or in a more humanly description, it as if the Ascended Network is thinking about something. Luna does not want to think of the reason. Everything is no longer matter to her. No one's going to step into this silent world of hers again, like the rude people. Lucia. Knowing she is but a Lucian, Luna still reaches out to the sister in her memory. Luna is not trying to seek help or letting out her anger. She only wants to touch her sister once again to feel the warmth. Her mouth keeps moving as if she wants to tell Luna something, but darkness seems to be devouring her voice. Luna cannot hear anything. Lucia seems very anxious. Luna looks at her lips, trying to read what she's saying. Luna, wake up. Luna, wake up. The dark dreams disappear like falling tides, announced Lucian's anxieties cry. Her silhouette begins to twist and fade. An invisible force is dragging Luna away from her sister. She reaches out and tries to get a little closer, but effortlessly of all futile. She has no more reason to live in a sober world. She feels like she's standing at a crossroad. The road behind her has all disappeared, but nobody tells her where to go. Only here as she can feel the slight lips warm. Why don't you just let me die in that dream? It's not too bad to die here, I guess. Luna's dream is on a brink of collapse. She closed her eyes again, knowing that she will have to face that never-ending pale reality when she wakes up. But unlike the countless awake in the past, she is greeted by a sharp, agonized, loud snarling instead of silent and smell of the dust. Ugh. Luna opens her eyes in excruciating pain. She finds herself still in the familiar construct lab, but everything around her is a mess. Something must have happened. She barely twists her wrist in restraint, then realizes there is a crimson punching virus coming out of her body, dispensing in air. This is the mega weapon those humans talking about. The massive mega weapon behind her is emanating crimson light. The color is not from the weapon itself, but coming from the punishing wires that it keeps draining from her. The punishing wires outfit that formed Luna's combat suit has completely vanished. The punishing virus is in her body will be the next. Losing the power of an agent has no impact her frame performance. and there is still a large amount of punishing virus present in Luna's body. Still, it's no match for the Omega's weapon infinite power. Am I going to die like this? Luna has never been so close to death after becoming agent, not even when she was devoured by a polegram. This is the most powerful weapon human has created for Ascendant. Maybe this isn't too bad after all. As the enemy of human, Ascendant are destined to kill them or be killed them. She suddenly heard a lot of noise outside, following a loud bang. A slender constructor knocked the construction lab down open and rushed in, along with corrupted that has been crushed to piece long ago. You. Karenina jumped up and shook the dust off like a rabbit. She gratefully turned around and faced Luna. Didn't you already leave the moon? Or were you the one who created all this mess? No way. A punishing vine contaminated unknown reason caused the 0-point reactor, and that engine are going haywire, hence the mess in this basement. I see. Luna tries to gather her strength and realizes she can track the punishing virus that has spread on the once clean moon. Still, the virus she can gather now is too weak and soon to get eliminated by the Omega weapon. I thought you were related to all this and came to finish you off before taking care of the rest, but that seems unnecessary right now. Karenina glanced at Luna. The Omega weapon has made her extremely brave. Indeed. It's a matter of time before my body dies from exhaustion of the punishing virus. You don't need to get your hands ready. Karenina walked back and forth, slightly hesitation. She opened her mouth in the air. I have already reported the situation to Babylon. They will send a shuttle here soon. I need to destroy the 0-point engine before it rides to minimal damage caused by gravity waves. Even so, the overflowing 0-point energy could demolish all the build-up gravity waves simulated. We may have time to escape, but the loose rock blown up by the gravity waves would still hit the earth and cause terrible disaster. Karina take a deep breath and stare at Luna. According to my calculation, if you can get the power of agent back again, the strength of the punishing virus you absorb should be a power with Omega weapon, and therefore consume a lot of 0-point energy. Reduce the final impact of gravitation rate. Luna gave Karenina an unbelievable look, as if she just said something absurd. Are you trying to seek my assistant? Yeah, is there a problem? I'll do anything to use my resource available to achieve my goal, even if it means to seek help from the enemies. Luna smiles. The commander of her sister was once doing the exact same thing, trying to borrow enemy strength like a fool. Hey, you don't want to die like this, do you? If that's the case. But Luna shook her head and interrupted Karenina. I no longer have ability to connect the Ascended network or use the power of Ascended. Even if I can, I have no plan to help you just for sake of living on. To her, it may be better just to put an end of the gender Luna once and for all. That way, both of her sisters can finally walk their own path without worrying about her. Besides, I don't think you should put your hope on Babylon Rescue. They probably have already abandoned everyone here. Compared with the lives of a few people on the moon and the earth, it would be a wiser choice for them to protect the 0-point engine, which is a symbolize of a future of hope. Luna once heard from the human moon yada that Kuna wants to install this engine and the 0-point reactor on Babylon. to restart the space travel project. 0-point reactor construct technology, Omega weapon, new specialized frame, all those creations are carry the hope of human. They create the future for human but also become their shackles. You'll become the animal of humankind if you chose to destroy the engine. There are no taunts or anger in Luna's word. She's just stating that cold truth. Do you really have a courage to pop the inflated hope? Not far from Luna Base, where nobody can notice, a ship Babylon slowly decayed into moon surface. After the cabin door opened, an argent figure leaps off the ship. They land on the moon, knowing up the very fine Luna soul and leaning his footprints. Oh, come on, I can forgive you for not putting up a red carpet, but you should have at least sent some fan to welcome Ronald, the superstar. Ronald laughed at himself. The moon is silent, deserted place. Not even a rabbit can be found here, let alone humans. Ronald's thoughts are suddenly disrupted by a fierce explosion in distance, and an armor-constructed base model rapidly files towards his base. Ronald frowned and tilted his head slightly to avoid the arms. Okay, we have some audience here. Quite a lot, actually. Following the arms of construction based on model, they land on Ronald viciously and rush towards Ronald once managing to call out. He just realized these incomplete constructions were infected by a punishing virus and turned into horrible corrupted long time ago. Someone is right before me? Or is that Luna? Rana trolled forward as he casually pointed the shotgun to corrupted head, blowing up 2/3 of it. The shield connected energy even sent corrupted body away the low gravity environment, knocking down a few other corrupted who were trying to stand up. I really wonder who is stealing my entrance. Rana takes out the container and speaks the stem of the cell inside, using the explosion as light source. The low gravity environment does not seem to have any impact of it. Since I took the job, I must finish no matter what. That's what I call being a professional actor. Rana closed his eyes to find that weak connection between Luna and him. He can sense her a lot clearer. She's definitely on the move. Well, let me find Luna first, and then I'll leave it to her and fate to decide. Rana stretched his body and walked towards Luna's direction. The show must go on. Karenina failed to pursue Luna. She returned to Propulsion Lab still thinking of last work. Do you really have a courage to pop the inflated hope? Karina can choose Optim's answer if it's only involve herself, but the decision to make right now affects all human. Damn it. Perhaps she is better off being alone, fighting, hunting, and struggling. Hey, what are you doing? Someone hits Karenina on the shoulder. She then realized Teddy is standing right next to her. Shouldn't she have already left the lunar base with others? Why are you here? What's that look on your face? We're still alive. At least, for now. Teddy, this system man-frame was contaminated by punishing virus and lost. How can we bypass it? Yellow trod over scratching his head, asking Teddy about some problem he is facing on his prototype terminal. Yellow, why are you also back? We split into two groups. Some non-technical staff evacuate to protect the injured people. They staying away from the lunar base and waiting for the rescue, while we technical came back here to keep working. Frick. What are you doing here? I said I could do this all by myself. Seeing Karenina anger, Teddy smiled instead. Feelings good about yourself, huh? We only came back for ourselves. Correct. Just like what the vice captain said, if we run away and leave you behind, we could be held responsible for letting you destroy the 0-point engine without taking necessary precaution. Gotta do something to defend ourselves. You. And Captain Karenin, I'm not new here. It's been 2 years since I joined the engineering force. Oh, 2 years and 3 months. The research in engineering force quickly reported the situation and interrupted Karina question. He returned to the work in no time. We are doing our best to collect the recorded data related to the 0-point engine for its future restore and improvement. Restorement and improvement? Is that really impossible? Possible depends on our luck and speed. In the past, we only had the right to use the engine. Kuna had always been our way whenever we want to investigate the relation record. But no longer a problem. The entire basement is probably going to be blown up. Karenina gets the terminal from Teddy and look at it. The research data record is indeed high confidential and has never been disclosed in the public research. If they can also include the data observed while the engine was running and even was out of control, perhaps making the new 0-point engine isn't impossible. Karenina looked at Johan, and the people of Kurno has no reason to risk their life to help them. I don't want to become a space junk, but Kurno intentional punishment is even scarier. That's why I must get something done at least, so I can bargain with them. Especially after Miss Vtuber became a researcher director, I really can't back empty-handed. Directly yonder, please stop chatting with them, we're almost done. Karenina looked at other Kurno's research. They don't seem to be working only for their own life. Hey you, pack up the tools. We're almost done here in the power lab. Next, we need to go to near 0-point reactor. The recorder is energy outputs and convention ratio. The device over there has been contaminated. We probably have to take the reading on our own. Got it. Teddy looked at Karenina. Her slim right hand clenched into fist and gently punched Karenina's left shoulder. Are you concerned about the consequence of destroying the 0-point engine? That's totally not like you, fool. Don't think too much. Just focus on the things you must do. Leave the rest to us. You have friends who are willing to fight alongside you too. You're so... More loud explosion can be heard from afar. Even the ground has begun to tremble. There's no time. We must get going. While you destroy the 0-point engine, we will take back the hope of the science. Teddy put back her serious face as she's walking towards researcher. They may come from different organizations and different beliefs, but now they are standing together. Even though Karenina still feels a little lost, she picked up her weapon and turned away with a subtle smile. Remember, don't die. If our effort ends up in a vein because of you, I will hunt you down even in the hell. Better touch wood, Teddy. I'm sure she will succeed. Just wait and see. Without even meeting each other's gaze, they turn their back and head to the inside of the battlefield. Ronald stepped over the twisted door of the construction lab. It seems to have been deformed by some centrifugal force. In the center of the lab is a white figure he's been searching for, Luna. Ronald calls her name softly, but visibly noticeable. He can feel the connection between Luna and himself is weakened, which means the agent Luna is dying. A ring-shaped device is draining punching wires from her, degrading it eventually. This must be the Omega weapon. I wonder if I can free Luna if I break it. Ronald holds his shotgun up, aiming the Omega weapon. But what if the accelerated her death? Ronald smells and puts his shotgun away. He knows even if he rescued Luna, it would only momentarily extend her life. Nobody can rewrite your own story except you, Luna. If your ending is a silent death on this cold moon, maybe that's just what fate brings. Still, I wish you can change the ending yourself and embark on your journey again. The person who asked me to bring this gift to you would probably feel the same. Ronald takes out the storage unit he has been carefully protected and inserted it into control panel in front of Luna that connected to her mind. Although Kuno does not have the technology to hack into the mind of a agent, it can still send them a message. The container on Ronald's waist begins to tremble vigorously, as if the things inside banging against the container wall. Ha! I almost forgot Vogel's gift, but I don't think I need to kill it now. Well, I still have to go through the motor. You can devour everything on the moon you like. Only on the container, the surgeon matter inside quickly crawling towards the table. Omega weapon that squeeze its side into the crack of the wall, forming 0.ng unique blow. Alright, here's a consider my cameo. Appreciate. Thank you for coming. Ronald stopped smiling and looking at Luna's face for one last time, whisperingly. Luna, I hope you can be your true self when you open your eyes again. Out of my way! Karina keeps dodging the inconvenient gravity wave and knocking the corrupted wave. In a less than an hour time, the gravity waves affected a small radius but specifically great intensive. Some of the buildings in the lunar base are already deployed into large debris. After another huge explosion, a blazing blue light begins to emit from the debris and dust. The 0-point engine is right over there. This 0-point engine engulfed in a gravity storm, sucking all nearby debris, lunar soil, and the limbs of corrupted. The anti-gravity field slowly lifted the engine into sky. All the gravitational waves are concentrated in the engine. Can't waste any more time here. Karina slams blasting hammer hard on the moon's surface. She keeps boosting the pressure in the hammer rotten engine. Estimated gravity transfer infinity complete. Engine compression 100%. 100% to 120. If I can't get there from the ground, I'll just go through from below. When the engine reached peak power, Karina pulled the trigger. The charged kinetic energy is immediately released, shattered the fragile moon rock. Underneath the launch, Karina, along with a hammer, rapidly towards her destination. The gravity control device in the frame and blasted hammer fluid allowed Karina to jet her stance while airborning, nibbling, avoiding the pack of gravitational wave. But she soon finds out that whenever she tries to approach the 0-point engine, the gravitational wave would be her way as if the only direct aim to her. How strange. I feel like the 0-point engine has its own conscience. It is trying to push me away. After dodging another round of dents of gravitation wave, Karina transforms the blasted hammer into cannon form and fire at the 0-point engine. The engine immediately compressed and gravitation waves to neutralize her shot. This is definitely not coincidental. It's impossible. How can the 0-point engine protect itself? Karina keeps firing at the gravity storm around the 0-point engine. When she finally peels off the frame, she finds some pale matter entangled at the bottle of the engine and is continuing growing upward. It is not lunar soil or shattered the frame, but the creature that she has never seen. Slightly distracted, Karina is hit by gravitation waves and falling to the moon's surface. Thanks to the low gravity, she has not suffered that much damage. Frick. What the frick was that? Karina has never seen such a creepy scene. When the pale matter finally wraps the 0-point engine without the gravity storm, Guaranteed clamps down. Everything seems to have stopped. All of a sudden, the 0-point engine started to shake vigorously. The crack on its pale outer the shell, turning Karina and the stares at her like a creature's eye. Karina instantly tells her the creature is dangerous. Without thinking, she raised her cannon and fired at it. What the? The compressed gravity. The compressed gravity fired from cannon is blocking by his percussion piece of fleshing, to be precise, by its newly grown arm. Soon as the pale flesh quickly grown another arm, falling by 2 legs, and slowly gets up on its feet and growing into a creepy humanoid. Oh god. It let out hyper cry. Uncontrollable gravitation wave burst out, shouting everything around. Karina does not need to ask it to know that this creature is her enemy. Its enemies to all humans. It continued to drain the energy of supply to 0-point engine and emit crimson punishing virus. Is this freak of a hero creature? The monster of frantically scratched itself, blue blood full of 0-point energy, flowing from its wound, but the blue color soon faded and is replaced by crimson. The lunar soil nearby is soaked with the crimson liquid, or the red tide to be more precise. The wound left by its claws soon healed some. The energy drained from the 0-point engine will repair its body endlessly. This energy will become an infinite source of punishing virus. Soon, the entire moon will be covered in a crimson blood color. The 0-point engine must be destroyed. I'll smash you!
人類の希望を壊す勇気があるの。俺はまだ弱いままなのか。
Like a morning star, a small light dot rises into a deep, silently sky from the back of Earth, following by a blazing sun. But when looking closer at it, the star is blinking at a certain rhythm. Babylon. The blinking of navigation lights of Babylon were once used to communicate with other orbit spacecraft, but they are too outdated and no longer in use. Babylon has no need to communicate with other orbit spacecraft. With no other orbit spacecraft left, Babylon is only unit that watches the Earth from the space. Right now the lights are operating once again for just one person. The message is for Karenina and Karenina alone. The world government has decided. Karenina carefully read the message, convinced inside the decision of humanity is awaiting for her. To acknowledge and approve, the engine force beside Karenina. Her eyes widen as she gazed at a blink of light, still finding it difficult to believe. Go ahead and destroy the 0-point engine. The sign cannot convince complex instruction, but there are more than enough to give Karenina never-end courage. She looked up and stiffened to stop the tears, then turned around and gives the monsters a fearless smile. Hey, did you hear that? You bloody punishing monster. Karenina held her blast hammer up and pointed directly at the monster. The tail of flames from its propulsion engine are burning strong. They, the human, want me to crush you. Even when standing alone in the dark universe, Karenina no longer feels any fears. She knows that will of entire human race is twinkling behind her, and this undying will become a star, a torch. So just freaking die! Luna. Who am I? The girl takes a look at her white body, which seems different from what she previously as human. It is made of machine, just like a robot in the story she reads before. Am I a robot? I'm no longer human. She feels somehow disappointed, although she does not even know why she's so many obsessed with whether she is human or not. Perhaps this world just has a familiar ring to it. She looks around and finds nothing but darkness world. A light spot suddenly appears in the distance, like a beacon that's guiding her. She also reads a story that when humans about to die, there may be a similar light spot to guide them towards the afterlife. But isn't she a robot? How strange. Is it because I'm dying? Besides, who told her these stories? She feels like someone has once whispered in her ear, telling her thousands of curious stories in detail, until she fell into sweet dream. Who? Who is that person? Huh? What's this? She's raising her head, patting her face, only to find a tiny droplets of water slipping from the corner of her eyes. These are tears. Am I crying? She has no ways. She is tears. Nothing comes to her mind. She can only walk mindlessly towards the light spot, where she might be able to find the answer to everything. Luna. Close. You're my sister. I'll protect you, Luna. Promise. Hide. Hurry. Hide. Hurry. I'll protect you, Luna. I promise. Lucia. Luna. Are you okay? Don't worry. It's okay. We just need to rest a bit. I need to become a constructor. Then we can go Babylon together. You be just like before. Always. Always. Enough. That's enough. We don't need to keep fighting like this. Luna. Lucia. Sis. Can I do anything to help you? Was it success? I can protect.
ありえない。選別開始。ありえない。これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。分かった。
Every year, when it comes to your birthday, Luna, I always prepare a gift for you, like before, even years before I called Alpha. I know all too well this is pointless for. No matter how many gifts I prepared, I cannot change the fact that Luna is never coming back. That day when I saw you standing in front of me again, I made a vow to myself on each of your birthday in future, I would stay by your side no matter what. This year, I have a present for you too, but I won't able to give it to you on your birthday. If you ever get to hear this message, Luna, I wish you find your own path to the future. I'll be by your side no matter where you go. And happy birthday, Luna. The construction lab collapsed under its pack. A gravitational waves is finally exposed to outer space. The negative pressure generates fiercely storms that sweep off everything inside the lab. Tears roll down the pale girl's face unconsciously, and they are torn into pieces in the storm. Disappeared in the space. In a very last moment of her life, she could no longer feel pain or hear any sounds. The tears doesn't come from the pain, but from the reduction burden deep in her memory. My death is perfectly logical, but why am I still resisting in versatility? Why can't I, like those inferior human beings, shut off the most important memory? Why am I still struggling so hideously, hi- hideously, hideously to survive? Lucia. As a ascendant, she is once prided herself of being superior to human, but it is her human emotion that take over in the world. The storm is giant, gaining momentum, blowing away everything on the control panel in the front of Luna. Countless blueprints and parts have witnessed all days and night that researchers spent here. Suddenly she seemed small, a green object arose from the control panel. It should have never appeared in this dull lab. Frog. It's a small frog charm that is hanging from the storage unit plugged into the panel. Luna couldn't possibly know the ordeals this little charm has gone through to get to her, but she is certain that it was a gift from Alpha. The charm thread is coming loose, as if it would be swept away into the university the next moment, never being found. No, don't. Luna tried to reach out and grab it, only to realize that her hands both tied up. She can only watch the charm thin threading slowly unraveled. It's like a cord connected Luna to the world. When it breaks, she would completely alienate from everything in this world. Luna tries desperately to break free and grab the thread of destiny, triggered armed on her electromagnetic shackles. With almost all the punishing virus power lost, she can only use a pure physical strength to move her slide her slendering right through her hand. The electromagnetic shackle scorched her arm, burning deep into her artificial muscles. Visual fluid out from the crack in her body. She finally breaks free from her shackle and grabs the chain thin thread at very last moment. Luna holds a tiny charm, tighten her hands, even though she has long lost her sense of temperature. Still feels warm, very warm. Thank goodness. Luna feels a long, sharp pain against scar right through this hand that holding into something important. Even it's a cover in a pain, a wound. She seemed to have happened like this. When she first met her the white-haired sister on the night of pouring rain, she reached out her much so she reached out her so much suffering hand, hugged her so tightly, and cried. Amidst the light that destroyed everything, her dark-haired sister grasped her katana with a broken hand and stood in front of them. She never backed down even one step. When facing the spread end, the commander chose to reach out to the powerful enemy with his hand, hoping only to protect humanity and cherish the front. Ascendant, constructed, human. They may not be that different after all. Just then, she heard the lunar base interfere broadcast from the construction lab. Hello? Karenina, can you hear me? While we were recording the data, we also used the time consistently, building the most outdated but officially temperate radio station. We are finally connected to Babylon and Center. They merely send us a message. Maybe you have already seen it, but I don't trust your eyes. Better repeat it again here. The world government had decided to acknowledge and prove the engineer force decide. Karina, go ahead and destroy the 0-point engine. She hears the crowd cheering behind Ted's voice in the noise of broadcast. Luna realizes she has almost forgot the human also can laugh. Humans have not given up on them this time. those humans truly chose to believe them. Unyielding girl named Karina firmly believed scientists can help humans turn to destruction power into new hope. My new hope. Can I have it too? Perhaps. There's more than one from hope. More than one answer to the future. Luna wants to become a new bridge that connect humanity. If she can explore the future, she can have a human coexistence. She can also make her wish come true. Create a paradise where humans is such. But will Ascended Network allow such things to happen? Perhaps its unexpected change take place. Luna gather her final strength to help the paradigm check. Like humans, she will do all she can to reach the distant height. Like that, Commander, she will give everything to explore those possible wins. If her voice can be heard, please listen to her final wish. Future path, imagination, human, hope, Ascended Network, elevate, create, creating, wish. Connection approach, accepting, Luna, agent. A bright light glow only on Luna's chest. The punching wire have flooded the lunar base, gradually attracted to her, formed a white armor to cover her body. The large amount of punching wires detected also caused Omega Drive to automatically use a 0-point energy input, but the device cannot destroy punching wires faster than it is gathering. Luna slowly opened her eyes, and she has returned to her former look. The Ascended Network has once again accepted me, accepted this new possibility. This means Luna has found her power and strength, and Ascended Network has re-accepted her as a stabilizer. Trailblazer of never imagined power. She could have walked away, but she chose to stay and gather more nearby punishment to consume the mega weapon, infinite 0-point energy. Amen. Show me the future you have created. Karenina, hello? Karenina, did you copy? Teddy's voice spread across the entire lunar base. Karenina can also hear her in a command device. Copy. You're too noisy. I'm busy right now. Karenina dodged the white monster fast leap strike and shooting at it. She's using the cannon recoil too quickly, moving away, avoiding the following up clawing attack. Hey, what are you fighting against? A monster made of the 0-point engine and white piece of flesh. I must be an idiot to hope that you can explain a thing clearly with that extremely poor expression of yours. The frantic monster shattered to the rock on the ground and sending the grave and lunar soil fly towards Karenina, and Karenina sees them coming, so she leaps high above and heads to attack the monster's head, which happens to be the 0-point engine. To surprise, the monster suddenly emits gravitational wave, changing the rock projection from horizon to vertical. What the? Karenina fired her cannon in advance to shoot all the rock down. If she didn't do so, even if she gets lucky, doesn't get injured, the connected energies from the rock will still blow her away. Hello, Karenina? I'm fine, but Ares' attack doesn't seem to work on this monster to reach the 0-point engine on its head. She must limit its option by hitting its weak point. but how can she limit the action of the monster that can repair itself in frame? Well, I better not think too much. If I destroy it once, it isn't enough. I'll do it twice, or even 3 times. Only you can think of such stupid ideas, but I guess it's best for strategy for you. Karina once again charged the pale monster. She jumped above and slammed her blast hammer down, knocking up Luna's solar to block its vision. Still, the monster is intelligent enough to unleash wild-range gravitation wave that blew away the lunar soul instantly. Even if Karenina jumped up, she will pull down. But when it falls on skies, it completely ignores Karenina, who is rushing outside from the dust. Screaming, running, Karenina throws herself towards the gravitational wave eliminated by the monster and neutralizes a part of them with the gravity control system of her own frame. Karenina knew the wild rage waves wouldn't have much strength, so she chose to break through from the front. The monster has no time to react. It can only watch Karenina's blast hammer approach as its engine make a loud hum. I'll crush you! The instant thrust from the blast hammer engine has sustained speed to make any blunt weapon sharp like a blade. The monster's right leg is immediately severed from its body and falls to the ground. Still, it's managed to swing its claw and holding Karina down. Crap, it's got good reflection. The gravitational wave keeps Karenina at bay. She can only watch the monsters recover. However, no matter how hard the monster trembles, its right leg does not seem to be going back. Wait, it can't regenerate fast like before. Yeah, we also investigate this. It could be also due to the change of the 0-point energy supply. Some of the energy are currently a strange place. It's going to be a mega weapon where the Agen is located. What makes it more strange is that corrupted who kept attacking us suddenly weakened a lot. Karina looked in the direction of construction lab as she mumbled to herself. So, she chose to live on in the end. The pale mutated right leg has slowly grown back, but instead of attacking back, it runs to the center of the battleship in order to absorb more remotely transmit 0-point energy. Karenina, the gravitational wave will reach the critical points in 12 minutes and 21 seconds. You must hurry. I must kill it before it finishes absorbing energy.
Oi, 気をつけろ。クズ、食らえ。無駄な抵抗だ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。やべえ、負けてね。おい、気をつけろ。クズめ、食らえ。おい、気をつけろ。おい、気をつけろ。気をつけろ。やべえ、よし、負けてね。バーストスラスター点火。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。 気をつけろ。くずくらえ。おい気をつけろ。クズめ、無駄な抵抗だ。おい気をつけろ。やべえ、予想以上だ。負けてねえ。バーストスラッガー転換。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。おい気をつけろ。くずめくらえ。おい気をつけろ。くずめ、無駄な抵抗だ。おい気をつけろ。くずめくらえ。おい気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。バーストスラッガー転換。やべえ、予想以上だ。おい負けてねえ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。おい気をつけろ。クズめバース。無駄な抵抗だ。おい気をつけろ。無駄な抵抗だ。クズめくらえ。おい気をつけろ。無駄な抵抗だ。おい気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。やべえ、予想以上だ。クズめくらえ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せろ。おい気をつけろ。クズめくらえ。おい負けてねえ。やべえ、予想以上だ。おい負けてねえ。おい気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。おい気をつけろ。 食らえ。おい気をつけろ。クズめ食らえ。ふん無駄な抵抗だ。おい気をつけろ。無駄な抵抗だ。
The monster is pushed to its limit. Its tissue cannot generate as fast they can destroy. The body made up heterocreature cells and the other malicious deep brain begins to disjointed. It's struggling to get up, only to find its broken body cannot support its weight and collapse to the ground once again. With an image of damaged body, Karenina holds into her blast hammer and gets on her feet. Step after step, she walks towards the monster. Wiggle its body, the monster tries to make itself afloat by using the zero-point engine power, hoping to fly away. Grandpa told me that life was precious. Have you also want to survive? But you are the enemy to all the living things. You are nothing but a monster. Karina deployed the gravity cannon from the blast hammer and shoots at the ground under monster. The compressive gravitation generally ignores the gravity that nuclei its blood force, pulling back to the moon's surface. It barely raises its head, but it's all too late. The gravity control device is Karina's frame is running beyond its limit, compress and restoring gravity and life, engulfing her in a radius that is brighter than the rising sun. The monsters also extended all its strength to the zero-point engine, trying to unleash the most powerful gravitational wave to tear the girls apart. Now, the blast hammer blast engine is lit up by its trail flame. All the lights shines at this moment, convention into invisible strike. Just crush and burn! After a blinding flash, the severe damage of zero-point engine continued to emit stronger gravitational wave reduced the monster's remaining body to play lifeless flesh. The outburst of gravitation waves sent Karina flying. She rolls on the moon's surface for 10 meters and finally came to stop. Karina reopened her eyes and find the damage of zero-point engine has sunk under the moon's surface. The gravitation waves are directly act on the rocket, creating ripples on the nearby ground. Rock protrude from the ground like swords, while soft lunar soil float down like sand. Karina has no time to hesitate. She quickly jumps back and barely avoids the collapse on the ground underneath. Karina, you aren't dead, are you? I guess so. Karina replies while sprinting between more protruding rocks. Then hurry up to coordinate. I send you. The gravitational wave built up in the zero-point engine will break out in 3 minutes. What? Isn't that also within a range of gravitation wave? Are you just picking up a better place to die? Alright, we'll give you a proper funeral. Relax. No, rest in peace. The comments ended abruptly. Karina can never contact Teddy again. Crap. Karina is totally clueless, but she's still running towards the coordination that Teddy sent. Next chapter. Let's go. The representative gave their answer in the World Government Emergency Meeting, approaching Karina's decision and giving her the right to destroy the zero-point engine. Still, it will be inevitably cause a serious problem. The lunar base, the reactor, the ground battlefield, Kuruno. The biggest problem is that the commons to lunar base are still not restored. Babylon is unable to confirm where Karina and her team successfully destroyed the engine, or whenever they can safely return. What if Karina and team are injured and cannot finish the mission at all? Commander Nicole, please, let me go. I can help the lunar base and Karina. Nicola has actually thought about this option. When it comes to searching for the lost target in a familiar environment, no one can do the job better than Purifying Force, although they are hunting the target the most of the time. No, this is the second time I'm saying this. Nicola shake his head and giving back Bianca application. As the captain of a purification force, as a soldier, you should know your duty is to obey your orders. The other female construction in the room also walked up and saluted Nicole. Commander Nicole, one construction is more than enough to investigate the traders. I can do this. Captain Bianca doesn't need to be alone. Although respectfully, the female construction named Chinko has not backed down in the slightest. She's also a member of the Purification Force. Chinko. Bianca looked at Chinko. She has gone to Earth multiple times for this dangerous mission, but no progress is made. Although the Engine Force new engine has made a shuttle more secure, going to Babylon to the ground is still dangerous. Even after successful landing, the supplies from the support force are nowhere enough for combat consuming. In the adverse of environment, Chico could not even maintain a frame properly. The color of her black long hair had faded, but she simply had no time to restore it. The way traces of ascended formed during the investigation, the HQ decided to up the danger level on this mission, and now we have two locations to investigate. That's why I'm sending you both. The missions located and also reassign the base of the danger level. Chinko and Bianca will take over City 006 from you. This is a new location named City 015. I want you to take charge. But the mission's instructions suggest City 006 has higher danger potential, so it makes perfect sense to set it to Bianca. Given that she's a captain, unable to find any excuse, Chinko only remains silent. Nicole paused and looked at Bianca. She seemed to have something to say. We are just as worried about Karina and the lunar base as you are. That's why I have already sent the entire Mountain Virtue Squad in space fighter. Bianca and Chico have no word to say. They can only salute in silence. I only have one request. If there is any news about Karina, please let me know immediately. You don't need to worry about that. Any news about her will be the biggest news. After the two Purification Force construction left, Nicole once again picked up the mission request to investigate the traders. They came from many departments, but only the change of location was provided by the control code. I know the control code managed a lot of things, but why would they pay particular attention to this one out of all the missions? Despite suffering a heavy damage, Grey Raven still planning to return to battlefield multiple times. I had to stop them with the Star of Life, but maybe I can send them the less dangerous City 015 for an investigation mission. His thoughts are interrupted by incoming comments request. Speaking. It's from the captain of Mountain Road, Commander Nicola. Have we found the engineering force? We are in the coordination? Celestia sounds embarrassed as she hesitated a little. No, they seem to have encountered the enemy. A transfer shuttle flying in the space, the moon became quiet and small behind it. The monster who merged with Zero Point Engine, how did it get to on the moon? I don't know, but it probably wasn't there in the beginning. Karina takes out the cassette record she found in Zero Point reactor cores. She's already learned about its consent. This is quite antique audio player. Never thought you could have this taste. I guess I'll listen to music can more, or let's help you change your barbarian way of thinking. Karina replied with the tisk and ignored her. She stared at the stair university outside. The root cause of the lunar base incident could be traced to the past. The consequence of necessary sacrifice made back then is still posing a threat to all humanity today, and it may well last into the future. Fortunately, a human may finally have enough power to change that future. So how did you find this spaceship? I don't recall seeing any recording of spacecraft staying lunar base. No idea. This quite a old ship. Probably served in post-pandemic age. It was made Kuruno, but it's currently registered under Babylon. Could it be that the spaceship picking us up has departed earlier? We are pretty lucky. Excuse me, I hate to interrupt you, but Karina, your hand is on my head. Oops, sorry. If we're lucky, we wouldn't have a face this just an hour before retreat. Sorry again, but you are stepping on my abdominal. Teddy, no wonder it feels soft. You're hurt, don't you think you need some exercise? Please stop it. Why are we all cramped up in such a tiny pod? The engineering force, Kuruno scientists, along some fatal soldier, 10 of people are squeezed inside a little life pod like a sauna can. Well, we are lucky we were still alive. We should think about how we can restore the 0 point engine after we go back. Wouldn't that be easy task with all the information you bring? It's better than B. We almost died for it. The entire engineering force won't forgive you if you screw up. Just wait and see. You can start thinking of a name for the new engine. How about DeLorean? DeLorean. It comes from old classic movie. A male voice comes from the ship, intentionally broadcast. He probably is a pilot. He saved everyone after all, so Karina couldn't blame him for awkward conversation. Besides, he must have also heard her complaints of limited cabin space. That's actually not bad. Excuse me? Just call me Rollman. Captain Rollman. Have a nice ring to it, does it? Captain Rollman, how long will it take us for this ship to arrive Babylon? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it'll take a day or 8 hours or 10 minutes. His bizarre estimation make Karina and Teddy even more confused. Hey Teddy, why do I find his voice a little familiar? Suddenly Turbo interrupted. Karina, it does not feel like a ship has hit in meteor or space deterrent. Did something happen? Oops. Haha, don't worry, we're just under attack by Babylon space fighters. What? Why is the Babylon attacking us? Didn't take long for them to find out, just I hijacked the ship. What? Did you jack the ship? Freaking who the heck are you? Karina searched her memories and find recalling his annoying voice she heard in the past. You invite yourself to my ship and still dare to be picky. That's why I don't like humans. The pilot who called himself Rollman let out a sign, but soon changed into cheerful tone. Alright, dear passenger, our trip is coming to end. I wish you a pleasant and safe journey. Time to say goodbye. Ciao! After a slight shock, the safety lock of the life pod is disengaged. In Karenina high-pitched swears, Captain Romeo ejected the life pod into space and then accelerated towards the Earth. Oh, then more. Sis, what happened to the rabbit in the end? They stay on to the moon. What were they going to do after they stay on the moon? Huh? What did they do? Since they loved carrots so much, I guess they must have planted a lot carrot on the moon. Okay, what did they do after that? After that, they were digging the ground in the order to plant the carrots. They dug and dug until they found a carrot monster in the soil. It was formed by the spirit of all the carrots they ate. Master, then what? What happened to the rabbit? Did the carrot monster eat? Right. The rabbit came along to build a robot called Iron Bunny. They were about to attack the carrot monster. The rabbit was so good. What happened after that? Do you still want more? Alright, Luna, it's about time for you to sleep. Otherwise, I won't tell you stories tomorrow. Are you gonna tell me more stories tomorrow? Of course, but you need to sleep first. Sure, Luna will be good girl. Good night, sis. Good night, Luna. Have a nice dream. Tomorrow will be a new day. Rage of gravitational waves are tearing apart the tiny lab. Relentlessly, the interior between waves are quickly decreasing, approaching a critical point. Decomposing building keep folding around. The giant mega has completed its mission and get buried under the debris. The imprisoned engine is no longer here. The Wagon Zero engine emits a bizarre blue light from the center of gravity waves. Around them floating a white figure that seems completely unaffected by gravity waves. The plant flesh wiggled around the 0-point engine, trying to crawl into the white figureboard. You two are a pathetic creative. Your fate was twisted from the very beginning. Luna allows to wrap around her, but the moment it touched Luna, it turns into crimson ash and dissolved away. The blue glow of the Zero engine is turning to incisive white, warning everyone that gravitational waves will soon explode and destroy everything on the ground. Is this the pure destruction of power brought by scientists? Let me harness this power. Luna raised her right hand and gathered all the punishing virus from entire Luna base. The consider of punishing virus will gradually form hardest spiritual shell, encasing the wrecking 0-point engine. Luna herself, meanwhile, the chaotic and destructive of gravitational waves are slowly gathered around Luna. I'm going back to where Sis is. Luna gently holds the frog charm in her scarred right hand. She rested on the safest place near her chest. The concentration of gravitational wave sent the punishing virus sphere afloat before it disappeared in a blazing light. The white-haired girl is moving along in the witness, and she suddenly stopped. As if she heard something, she's raising her head slightly to look at the night sky. It's almost dawn, and the meteor suddenly burst into sky and slowly decaying. Luna, the ascendant named Alpha, take a few baffled steps. She then quickly sprinted towards the sunrise. Hey, Luna's back! Well, I mean, that was it here. Let me just click this. Settings. What the heck is this? What? Nice. I'll do later. I'm just trying. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in next stream. Although next week I won't be here. So but I'll still upload a video. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next stream. Take care and catch you guys later.